wrapped up. Are you okay?
It's been a year. I broke my foot.
Oh, I didn't even notice it before.
A small bone in half. I had surgery, and the surgery healed nicely, but I feel because it took them 20+ days to remove the bandage, I had a burn on my skin. And that's what's
That's
giving
what's
me
causing you more
problems.
problem. How did you fall or something?
Right outside my house, walking my dog.
I've had twice, I've had dogs trip me because I've been going a slow run and they come right in front of me and like. But luckily, no broken bones, lots of skin off my knees.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever have a bone density test?
Yeah, I got a big German bone.
Okay, good. I already have osteopenia. So it's weak bones. So I gotta be careful.
I grew up on a farm and they used milk straight from the
Oh,
cow and all
I've
that.
never drank milk.
Yeah, I grew up on farmer's water. We were like my Jackson. Everything was like, it was, we were self-sufficient before it's cool, we were self-sufficient, we were poor, but now everybody else can do that. Options and it's sort of like, this is how we're gonna take this. Whenever you're ready, start the webinar.
Good morning, everyone. Meeting call to order, planning commission meeting.
Miles, I think we're ready to roll on the webinar.
Okay, Darren, are we good to go?
Yep.
Okay, I'll be starting the webinar. And also starting.
Webinar and the transcription.
Recording in progress.
Morning, everyone. Meeting call to order, planning commission meeting for Tuesday, June 28th, 2022. Thank you, everyone, and everyone in attendance. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Ako.
Here.
Commissioner Apisa.
Here.
Commissioner Otsuka. Here. And Chair DeGracia.
Here.
And Chair Cox is absent today. Excuse. Okay, you do have a quorum.
Thank you.
I think we're on item C, approval of the agenda. Yep.
I believe there is a recommendation. May I please get a motion to amend agenda L to immediately follow item F4.
I move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded. Motion on the floor is to amend agenda. We have item L immediately follow F4. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes.
Item D, minutes of the meetings of the planning commission. We have 2 minutes. First, we have November 9th, 2021 minutes.
are we doing single?
We can do both if there's no amendments or alterations.
Any discussion on the minutes? If not, I'll take a motion to approve.
Motion to approve minutes of the planning commission meetings dated November 9th, 2021 and December 14th, 2021.
I'll second. Motion on the floor is to approve the minutes of November 9th, 2021 and December 14th, 2021. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes.
Item E, receipt of items for the record. Right now, we do not have anything to add to the record. So item F, hearing and public comments. So this morning, a testimony will be taken in the following manner. First, we're gonna recognize all speakers who have signed up to testify in person and who are physically present at the publicly noticed meeting location, the Lihue Civic Center, Moikena Building, meeting room 2A, 2B, 4444 Rice Street, Lihue, Kauai. And next, we're gonna recognize all attendees who have elected to join the meeting using the Zoom link provided on the agenda. All testifiers will be given 3 minutes per testifier per agenda item. And if you're not interested in providing testimony, please indicate so when you're recognized. Please note that the meeting is also viewable through the live stream broadcast at www.kauai.gov/webcast-meeting. Please note that the live stream broadcast does not allow viewers to provide testimony. Please refer to the agenda for instructions how to provide public testimony. Okay, so this morning, we do have 1 registered speaker, Tara Rojas.
Aloha, so I'm Tara Rojas, I'm from Hawaii, and I had more things to say, but I just wanted to say in general. So I've been testifying online and I came here in person just to let you know that we are watching, we are keeping, we want to hold you accountable because this body of this committee right here is making the decisions that are affecting Kauai, the desecration, the displacement of Kanaka and I wanted to share with you what I've read in the Kauai General Plan. And I found the 2018 and the one previous. And in a nutshell, if you look at right on the first page where it says,
Excuse me, let me interrupt real quick, Ms. Rojas.
yeah, so
Which agenda item are
the
you?
H1 and H2, yeah, H1 and H2. So I'm coming in on those, but it's kind of all tied together. Where if you look at the Hedge Ben or the Hedge Ben, I don't know how to pronounce it, the Investments LLC, they're based in Idaho. That's an example. I know they're coming here for an appeal, but just to show you that these are outside entities coming into Hawaii, coming into Hawaii in general, and they are just pretty much just taking over. So what's happening right now, I watched the last planning meeting where you approved Kukui Ula. Now I want to say this. I'm tying it all together, that the general plan states that it's community generated. You're here for the community. Like the Lahokule on page 1 says, it's created through community. At the other page, it said about the Mayor Carvalho. It said, and I'm gonna take it up here, where it says basically, if you look on the general plan, the 568 pages, general plan from 2018, it does say that it's not for our own selfish and individual interests, it's for the best interest of the community. Now, I was online 100% in opposition to approve the Kukui Ula subdivision from February, so that decision was made 100% to Aole, no. And none of you listen. You all voted for it. So what happened? What is it, this living document about the Kauai general plan, that you're not gonna even listen to the community? They've been saying for 1.5 years about Koloa, Kukuikula, all these developments. And if you read your own plan, it does state in their 568 pages plan, it says in there about the watershed, the Kahabai, it states about the Aina, it states about the housing. So all of that, if you read it carefully, and it's on the other page, I can't, go back to it, but I'm going to give it 3 minutes. But basically, if you read that plan and you look at all of the decisions that you guys are making from the last meeting or previous meeting to now, you're not listening to the community. The only person that was for Kukui'ula and was for that, development was the people developing. And I've looked and we've been following and I've been researching. The people on the Kauai Planning Commission stepped down, and are now working for the developer. So I just wanted to let you know, we are watching, and please read your plan that if it's for Kauai, community-based, for the betterment, where it doesn't say anywhere in there about luxury housing. And it does state in there the median price for housing is 700,000, and it talks about the urgency and the need for affordable housing.
Excuse
So
me,
how-
Ms. Ramos, could you please wrap up your
Okay.
testimony?
So how is Kui'ula, how is Koloa, how is these outside investments, these companies, and all of them coming in, displacing Kanakamali, how is that for the betterment of the community? So please think about the decisions you make, that it's not just we're just gonna check the box, we're gonna do everything for the development. Please stop the corruption, stop the heva, please make things pono. This is Kauai, this is Hawaii, and Hawaii is only Hawaii because of Hawaiians Kanakamali. You're here, read the 568 Kauai General Plan and use that as your guidance for any of the decisions you make from today's meeting and on. Mahalo.
Thank you for your testimony.
And just to clarify, Kui'ula is not on today's agenda.
But it's all tied in together
Thanks.
with investments.
Anyone else in the audience here today that would like to testify on any agenda item at this point? Seeing none, I'm gonna turn it over to Miles to recognize any Zoom caller or Zoom attendees who joined the meeting by Zoom.
Morning, Mr. Chair, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. We do have some attendees that have joined us on Zoom. I will start with attendee Alfred Keaka Hiona Madaros. I have enabled your audio and video. Please click on join as panelist. Then you'll be able to start your video and also unmute yourself. There you go.
Aloha, aloha kakayaka, Alfred Keaka Madaris. I'm sure you guys know me already. I'm gonna talk about Koloa again. You guys need to stop what's happening. And I don't know if you guys seen the news recently, but there's a certain DPP, former DPP employee that recently is being sentenced to jail
Excuse me, sir.
for her crimes
Sorry for
of illegal permission. No, you guys gonna listen to me this time. You guys need to fucking listen to the people. That's your guys' problem. Too much talking, not enough listening. I was nice. Now you guys trying to cut me off because you think it's not pertaining to this agenda. It's pertaining to all the agenda. Listen to the people. I'm not gonna listen to you. You're gonna listen to me. Understand that the people are watching and the corruption gonna stop. You guys can go to prison just like her. Understand that. You guys think we playing? We not playing. We not playing. Take it how you like it, but you're gonna listen to the people. I'm tired of you guys talking and not listen to the wahine that are there in person. Listen, this pertains to everything that you guys are doing because you guys are corruption. Yes, Department of Permanent Planning is letting these things go and they're getting busted now. The feds are getting involved, and if you guys don't listen to the people and do what's right, you guys going to join them in prison. I promise that. You guys think I'm playing. I'm gonna be calm now and talk to you guys politely in this demeanor because you know what? This is serious. Look at me in my face when I talk to you guys. This is not a game no more. You guys are pushing our kanaka out of our homes. You guys are desecrating our aina. This is not no joke. You guys think we're playing? No, our people are crying. Our people are hurting. Yeah, this is no joke. You guys are supposed to do what's right for the people of Hawaii and Kauai, but you're not. You're failing. So
And
listen
we're
to
gonna,
me.
we need to
Do
take
your
a break.
job right. Do your job right. No talk.
We have a
Listen
recess,
to the
5-minute
people.
recess.
That's your fucking job.
Thank you.
Public servants. Listen. Okay? Understand? You cannot mute me all you like, but fuck you fuckers. I come in for seeing.
Attention everyone, we're gonna have a 5-minute recess and then we'll reconvene at 9:20. Thank you.
Fucking assholes. You can keep on muting. I'm gonna show up in person. Watch me. Yeah. I'm gonna stop you guys from corruption. I hope you guys understand that. You guys all corruption. All corruption. You guys all should be fired. All of you. Nothing
Meeting call back to order. Thank you everyone for that 5-minute recess. Felt it was necessary to kind of steer this meeting back in order. I'd like to read a couple of things for everyone in participation. Mahalo to all public participants who are attending in person or virtually on Zoom. Your presence and participation are valuable to the Commission during our decision-making process. Please be reminded that in the spirit of aloha, respectful communication, and proper decorum are necessary to maintain an orderly meeting. Public statements or remarks of aggression, threats of violence, profanity, or personal comments about the commissioners or staff may result in the speaker's removal from the meeting. Please note Planning Commission Rule 1220G. Any person or persons who willfully disrupt the meeting or hearing to prevent and compromise the conduct of the hearing may be removed from the room. Mahalo for your cooperation during this meeting. Also, the public is encouraged to testify and express their views at our meetings. They can submit data, views, and arguments in person, remotely, or in writings on any agenda item. Hawaii Revised Statutes Chapter 92 authorizes the Planning Commission to establish parameters to conduct an orderly meeting. Commission Rule 1221 restricts testimony to the agenda item under consideration. Public testimony time is reserved for those wishing to testify on agenda items. Conducting an orderly meeting ensures that we can discuss everything on our agenda. Many agenda items are time sensitive and necessary to ensure that the county continues to function. If you wish to testify or express your views on items not on our agenda, there are other ways to communicate this information. You may write a letter via regular email or discuss to the county general social media account. Thank you for everyone. And with that, let's move forward.
Going back to Miles, are there any other attendees that are joining us by Zoom who would wish to testify?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we do have a attendee, Kiara Lorenzo Rodriguez. I will enable your audio and video. You'll need to click join as panelist, and you can start your video and as well as unmute yourself. You have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Aloha mai, can you folks hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
I just wanna first of all just kind of reiterate the last Zoom that Kiaka just had, and I just want to tell you folks that he speaks out of the trauma that he sees, and I know that our people get very vocal, but it's been a long time, like Auntie Tara said, of not listening to us, and it's hard, especially when we sacrifice our time. Like, look, Auntie Tara's there again in person, so you guys can hear her, because she feels that Zoom is not a good way to speak, and that's all I'm at. But I just want to move forward by saying simply this: I don't understand how these huge developments that have looming concerns throughout the community and have hardly any plans put into place get passed so quickly. We see you folks take, 3, 4, 5 minutes to just go ahead and pass these things. And like Auntie Tara said, it's hours and hours and hours of 100% testimonies against it. And when it comes to residential homes getting planning permits to refurbish their homes or renovate, whatever it may be, it takes much, much longer. So what we are trying to tell you folks is we need you guys to do your due diligence. We command you folks, this is your job to the public not being any malahini or visitors that come and spend a week. The public is the Kanaka Maoli, the people who live there, the people who are the caretakers of these lands. We also want to 100% reiterate the fact that you guys have your due diligence. To us is our culture and what these things mean to us. I understand that some of you do not get the depths of what should we speak, and it's hard to tell you folks in 3 minutes how deep these things go, because we would need a year for you guys to understand these spiritual alignments, because they're real and they're true, especially to our people. Our health and our well-being is direct example of how we suffer so much and how in these lands that our people have lived sustainably for the past centuries, we are now a dwindling race. We can look at the Kanaka Maoli's status of sustainability and progress and moving forward, that we don't have to be stuck in the old times. We can move together and be Kanakas in the 21st century and be sustainable, because my people were sustainable before that it was even a thing. My people were eco-friendly before that it was a thing. They set the stage and we just need to follow. Mahalo.
Thank you.
Miles, and any other testifiers on Zoom?
Judy, that's all that we, wait, hold on. Yes, that's all that we have as far as attendees on Zoom.
Thank you very much. I think that if there's anyone else in the audience at this point who'd like to testify, last call. Okay. We're at item F1, continued agency hearing. There is none for this meeting. No new agency hearing, no continued public hearing. We're on to item F4. New public hearing, CA 2022-8, a bill for an ordinance amending Chapter 8, Kauai County Code 1987 as amended, relating to comprehensive zoning ordinance. The proposal amends sections 8-30.1 of the CZO relating to additional rental units, ARU, and more specifically, qualification requirements involving ARUs. We have a designated planner here that we can turn to. Give a framework for this proposal.
Good morning. For your consideration, zoning amendment ZA-2022-8, amending the comprehensive zoning ordinance relating to additional rental units. The applicant is the County of Kauai Planning Department. Section 8-30.1 C4, additional rental unit standards for road widening, replicated section 8-15.1, additional dwelling unit standards for road widening. While the original intent of the requirement for a road widening agreement was to ensure non-standard roadways be brought up to county standards, in the 40 years this process has been in effect, there has not been a single substandard road brought into conformity through the EU/ARU clearance process involving associated road widening agreements. The proposed amendment would align section 8-30.1 additional rental unit standards with section 8-15.1 additional dwelling unit standards. That concludes my summary of the amendment. Any questions before I read my recommendation?
Commissioners, any questions? No questions, please.
Based on the foregoing evaluation and conclusion, it is recommended that zoning amendment ZA-2022-8 be approved.
Commissioners, do I have any discussion on this item? Concerns?
No, it looked pretty straightforward. I don't have any questions.
I believe this is similar to the one we had just recently.
Yes.
For the, I believe it was the rental units.
Yeah, there was another proposal. There was another proposal that was that you folks reviewed and approved that similarly eliminated the road widening requirements or reserve requirements for additional rentals, dwelling units, additional dwelling units. So this is very, very similar. Just it was meant to be included in the previous proposal. A very, really simple measure to again take that requirement off the table in furtherance of allowing for additional affordable rental units and additional rental units to be developed.
I'll entertain a motion.
I move that we approve CA 2022-8, a bill for an ordinance amending Chapter 8, Kauai County Code 1987 as amended relating to the CZO.
Second,
Okay, motion is made to approve CA 2022-8, a bill for ordinance amending chapter 8, Kauai County Code 1987 as related to CGO. Roll call please.
Sure.
Roll call vote please.
Sure. Commissioner Ako,
Aye.
Commissioner Apisa,
Aye.
Commissioner Otsuka,
aye.
and Chair DeGracia.
Aye.
Motion passes. And I'm sorry, so that was also the, I apologize, that was the public hearing, there's also an action item related to that item. We might have to, I mean,
We need to go back and close the.
so sorry. If we could recognize and see if there's any testimonies and also to deal with the hearing. We have to open and close the public hearing related to that item. I apologize, everything was smushed together. So at this point, we do need to, perhaps can we just get some clarification with the attorneys, the county attorney. We did vote on the action item, however, there's still the public hearing that needed to be dealt with. Is there a requirement to roll back the action item, reopen open and close the public hearing, and then go back to the action item perhaps?
Appropriate remedy would be to call for any additional testimony and then close the hearing.
Sorry, could you, I'm not sure if anyone's here.
My mic is not working.
Oh.
My mic is not working right now. I think an appropriate remedy would be to call for any additional testimony, close the hearing.
Okay.
But I believe the vote is.
Okay, any additional public testimony on this agenda item?
Is this the county zoning ordinance?
This is the proposal for the additional rental units and to remove the road widening reserve requirements. Anyone wishing to testify on that particular item? I'm not seeing anyone wanting to testify, so. Yeah, and Miles, is there anyone anyone's hand raised on Zoom? On this
Yes,
particular
if there's
agenda
anyone attendees that wish to testify on this agenda item, please raise your digital hand. Having seen none, Mr. Chair, turning back to you.
Seems like we have somebody in the audience who wish to testify on this particular agenda item.
So this is the additional rental units, yes?
I don't think this is right.
Yes, I'm sorry, so this is particularly about the proposal to amend the CCO to, again, to take out the road widening reserve requirements for the additional rental unit.
Yeah, so just, just like for any the additional rental units or any other decision about like even developments, I just wanna add my 2 cents in because I feel that I should or I can, because 9 hours meeting, the last meeting, that was a lot. And so just to remind you all if you are so diligent to read the rules and the regulations for CZOs, for ARUs, for all of these other agenda items that come up, can you please have and do the due diligence as well for these subdivisions and these housings, because we're talking about housing here, that displace basically local Kanaka Maoli residents. In addition, with looking at what you need to look at to approve an ARU or a CZO or anything else like the HRM where it was again 100% community said no and then you said, oh well, you know what,
based on these conditions, we'll approve it. And then somebody asks, what happens if they don't, follow these, conditions? Well, we'll have another meeting. We'll come back in 15 months, but then we'll have another meeting. The community said no. They said, please, no. So think about what you're doing, the decisions you make, in addition to housing, in addition to the bike. Because one thing I really wanted to say, whether it's an ARU, CCO, subdivision, the Kauai general plan says we can sustainably provide 312 million gallons of water in that 2018 report, 568 pages report. And I just want to let you know the Kauai Board of Water meeting in April, they stated, and it's in the minutes, on the bottom it says, and they stated live, the last 5 minutes of the meeting. Did you all know that 3 million gallons of water are leaking? And they don't know where it's coming from, and they can't find it. That was in April, so that means in May, June, and it's gonna continue on. And because of the way the piping and the water flows, that they can't find it. So I'm gonna state this because again, I was on that 9-hour meeting, and then the next day, the same thing happened in a Hawaii County Council meeting. 7 hours, like back to back. So 9 hours, you're all meeting, 7 hours, a Hawaii island meeting. And I know I'm kind of seeing like rolling eyes and everything, but we are spending the same amount of time to stand up and to remind you to uphold your kuleana, to read carefully what has been written and created by the community for the community of Kauai. Yeah. Okay, so please uphold your kuleana and have the same due diligence as you do for any other thing for all items. Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else who wants to testify on this item in the public hearing? I'm not seeing anyone else, so.
So we go back to ratify the earlier vote.
I think it's
Close the hearing. I make a motion to close the hearing on ZA 2022-8.
Second,
Motion has been made and seconded. Motion on the floor is to close public hearing for CA 2022-8. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, motion passes.
Would it be appropriate to make a motion to ratify our earlier vote on this subject ZA 2022-8 after the public hearing? I would like to make a motion to ratify our earlier vote on ZA 2022-8 now that the public hearing has been closed.
I'll second. Motion has been made and seconded. Motion on the floor is to ratify the previous decision made for item CA 2022-8. Can we get a roll call vote, please?
Sure. Commissioner Ako?
Aye.
Commissioner Akisa?
Aye.
Commissioner Otsuka?
Aye.
And Chair DeGracia?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes. Okay, we're at item, let's see, nothing on the consent calendar. Item H, general business. 1, clerk of the commission's recommendation to refer an appeal of the planning director's decision related to the denial of a 2022 renewal packet by Hebben Investments LLC for TBR NCU number 4275 due to failure to timely renew in 2022, tax map P445003001. Kauai received on May 23rd, 2022 via email for referral to boards and commissions as contested case file number CC-2022-4. So for this item, there is a lodged appeal of the planning director's action, which denied a 2022 renewal of a TBNCU. Our recommendation is to refer the matter to the Boards and Commissions office for the adjudication of the contested case and to handle the evidentiary portion of the hearing and then for the hearing officer to issue a report and recommendation back to you folks for your decision making. So that's our recommendation. You also do have the option of holding the contested case yourself, but of course, that would also require you folks to act as the judges and to convene meetings, special meetings for the contested case as well. So you do have two options at this point. But again, our recommendation is to refer it to a hearings officer that's hired by the board of commissions office.
This part that we will do.
Yes.
Okay, anybody here from the appellant to make any comments? Anybody online?
Mr. Chair, there's no one online for this matter.
Thank you. Commissioners, any discussion or questions for the department? And I guess we're fully aware of our choices here, whether we take it upon ourselves to hear all the evidence, and or we refer to boards and commissions, and they will assign a hearings officer to take all the evidence and then bring us back a recommendation.
I make a motion that we refer this matter on Hebgen Investments LLC, TBR NCU number 4274 to the boards and commissions to assign a hearings officer to come back and provide a recommendation to this planning commission.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Motion is to refer this item to boards and commission and have it assigned to a hearings officer. We get a roll call vote, please.
Yep, sure can. Commissioner Alco.
Aye.
Commissioner Alpisa.
Aye.
Commissioner Otsuka.
Aye.
And Chair DeGracia.
Aye.
Motion passes. For item H2, amendment to class 4 zoning permit C for 2000-27 and use permit U 2000-22 relating to an addition to the Kauai Police Department facility involving a parcel identified as 3990 Ka'ana Street in Ligui, tax map P436002018. The applicant is Makani Kawai.
Mr. Chair and members of the Planning Commission. Action required by Planning Commission, and I'll be summarizing my director's report. Consideration of applicant's request to allow an amendment to the Kauai Police Department facility. The original project was considered through Class 4 zoning permit Z4 2000-27 and use permit U-2000-22. The applicant is the County of Kauai Police Department. Moving on to the project background and use. In March 2000, the Planning Commission approved the subject permits to allow construction of a new county public facilities complex, which included buildings to house the Kauai Police Department, Emergency Operating Center, Office of Prosecuting Attorney, and the Office of Community Assistant Bus Maintenance and Bus Maintenance Facility and Offices. The original master plan for the entire public complex consisted of 4 primary buildings, and that would serve as the main offices for various county agencies that include the Police Department, Civil Defense Agency, the Emergency Operating Center, the Office of Prosecuting Attorney, and the Office of Community Assistance Transportation Agency. As previously represented, the police station DOC administration building was a 2-story L-shaped structure with a total gross floor area of 65,886 square feet. The Office of Prosecuting Attorney building was designed as a single-story structure with a gross floor area of a little more than 13,000 square feet. The Transportation Agency bus maintenance facility was comprised of two single-story structures that serve as an administration building and maintenance shop. At the time of building permits, The building containing the Office of Prosecuting Attorney and the parking area for this facility was modified and not included. As a result, the area for this facility was reserved for future construction. Since then, plans have been revised and now the Office of Prosecuting Attorney now share the same facilities with the police station DOC. The OCA facilities were not affected by the change since they were physically removed from the main complex area and independent from these operations. Moving on to the applicant's request, as represented in their correspondence dated March 23, 2022, APD is requesting to amend the subject permits to allow construction and installation of a new hydraulic auto lift parking facility that would be located immediately adjacent to the storage building along the southern end of the parcel. The justification for the project is necessary by the fact that there is a growing need to provide an efficient space utilization method to store vehicles as evidence in criminal proceedings. Further justification is contained in their correspondence. Moving on to site information, the surrounding properties as well as the project site are part of the Kauai master plan area. And the master plan was created in 1995. This 10-acre project site was designated specifically for the county's public facilities complex. CZO development standards is identified in the director's report. At this time, this concludes the director's report.
Thank you. We hear from the applicant at this time.
Morning, Vice Chair DeGrasha, fellow commission members. Kalani K with the Clark Police Department. I'm here representing Clark Police Department on this. So there's some background information and the reason for the request to amend. We've been dealing with parking challenges at the Clark Police Department for many years now. Specifically as it relates to our secured parking area where we park our fleet vehicles, privately owned vehicles, and also the evidence vehicles. What happens is, we, as part of our investigations, we recover and required to hold vehicles for a period of time, and it ends up taking up space on what we're already limited on. So a few years ago, we identified this lift system as a possible solution to our parking situation and being able to consolidate vehicles in a smaller footprint but go vertical. And that's why we're here to make this request before the commission.
Can you hear me now? Sorry, not sure that we can.
I believe we hear you.
Okay. So yeah, so that's why we're here before the commission today. So any questions for me?
Commissioners, any questions?
I'm familiar with this system at an affordable housing project in Oahu.
Okay.
Okay, unlike Donna, I'm not familiar with this at all. Yeah, no, I mean, but, so this facility here is just to house evidence cars, or is it for parking for, not for parking for employees?
No, it won't be used for employee parking. It will be used for evidence vehicles that are more long-term.
Yeah.
And it will be located in one of our secured parking areas on site.
It's sort of like an elevator for vehicles.
Exactly, yes.
30 cars or so.
So multiple level, it's like a stacker system.
Commissioners, any further questions either for the department or applicant?
I think it's creative and a good thing.
Nothing further, no discussion, no comments. Alright, commissioners, if no further discussion, no question. Oh, recommendation.
Before we move on to the recommendation, would you like to, see? That's all. Okay, I'll be moving on to the conclusion and recommendation. Based on the foregoing findings and evaluation, it's concluded that the proposed amendment relative to the existing development and facilities in the immediate area is reasonable and appropriate in that one, proposed development would be in the best interest of the public's health, safety, and welfare. Two, the project is consistent with the designation of the site as a county public facility complex, and the proposed development is compatible with the surrounding commercial and industrial properties of the between much to the planned area. Three, the project conforms with the development standards within the general commercial district and special treatment public district section of the comprehensive zoning ordinance. Additionally, the applicant should institute the best management practices to ensure that the operation does not generate impacts that may affect the health, safety, and welfare of those in the surrounding area of the proposal. Moving on to the recommendation, based on the foregoing, it is recommended that the proposed amendment to use permit U 2000-22 and class 4 zoning permit Z4 2000-27 shall be approved. Applicant is further advised that all applicable conditions of the approval of the subject permit as indicated in the planning commission's letter of approval dated March 10, 2000 shall remain in effect.
Thank you, Delbert. I see a hand in the audience. Mr. Ramos, do you have a comment or question?
So I just had a quick question, just regarding that as I was listening to this, the lift system. I just was wondering, like, if I'm able to ask, how much it will cost and who will be paying for it?
Yeah, I mean, is that your testimony right now? Or-
Yeah.
I'm not sure if the applicant is prepared to answer those types of questions, otherwise we can get back to Ms. Rojas separately, if that's okay. It is a county proposal, so it is a county project. I'm not sure the exact cost on it, but again, this is sort of the zoning measure to lay the foundation to allow the project to proceed, to kind of get the land use proposals in place prior to the project actually getting procured and contracted and bid out. So it would have to go through procurement, which will likely have a cost component to value low cost as a priority. So that's probably the best we can do. And right now, again, this is a matter to handle the zoning of groundwork to clear the way to allow this project to happen. Hope that answers your question.
Commissioners,
Ready for a motion?
ready for a motion? I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve amendment to class 4 zoning permit Z4 2000-27 and use permit U 2022 relating to an addition to the Kauai Police Department facility.
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Motion is to approve amendment to class 4 zoning permit Z4 2027 and use permit U 2022. Roll call vote, please.
Commissioner Ako,
Aye.
Commissioner Apisa,
Aye.
Commissioner Otsuka, aye, and Vice Chair DeGracia.
Aye.
Motion passes. With that, no items under I, J, K today. There's an item M, executive session. If there was any need to go into executive session, Commissioner did have the option to make that motion. And so we're on item N, announcements. Let's see, coming up in our next meeting will be July 12th, 2022. We do have a couple zoning measures that will be proposed, zoning amendments. And otherwise, it should be relatively light going forward in July. And if there's any other questions, comments, I think we could be ready for a whole adjournment.
Could I get a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, motion is made, seconded, motion is to adjourn this meeting, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion passes, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Sure.
Yeah, she's I'm gonna add to your